Hello guys, and welcome back to another tech suit review. And though it may seem like my channel is currently oversaturated with Mizuno products, but don't worry, we have a lot of interesting new and different brands coming to the channel shortly. But for today, we are looking at another Mizuno, and it is the GX Sonic 3MR. So I know we're off the back of the GX Sonic 4 ST review, and of course, that means that the 3 is the predecessor to the 4. Go figure. But the reason that I'm bringing you a 3MR review is because I still think it is a very relevant suit in the market today, and one that you may want to purchase. I say that because while the 4ST has completely eradicated the 3ST, being a suit that fits the same needs but is clearly superior, the 3MR and the 4MR are vastly different products. And while I haven't tried the 4MR yet, I know based on everything about the suits that they aren't servicing the same markets. Mizuno received a lot of feedback on the 3MR for it being too fatiguing and compressive for long distance races, most notably the 8 and 1500 meter freestyle. So when they designed the 4MR, one of the biggest priorities was to make a suit that was going to be great for them events. Instantly, that sets them at different ends of the spectrum. The GX Sonic 3MR that I have right here is quite a special one. As you can see, it's in a colorway that is pretty new. When the model first released back in 2016, it came in two color variations. One that was blue on the back and black on the front, and one that was red on the back and black on the front. Then for the 2017 World Championships, they released the awesome blue and white colorway that you've probably seen quite a bit by now. And then finally this year, for Mizuno USA only, they released this awesome number, this royal and orange combo. It looks a little bit more like the GX Sonic 4s, but has these lovely orange accents on the back that really sets it apart from any other Mizuno model. It is $350 and only available from Mizuno USA's online store and other American retailers such as Swim Outlet. Talking more about this suit, it has the same Sonic Ribtex material on the back that you get on the ST, and it has the same Sonic Light material at the front on the quads that you get on all Mizuno GX Sonic 4 and 3 models. As with all the Mizuno tech suits, the biggest difference comes with how much of each material they have, and of course the internal taping layout. Now the GX Sonic 3MR is the only model that doesn't have hamstring taping. If we have a look inside, the backs of the suits are completely absent of any internal taping, but what we do have is one that comes around the hip and on the side of the thigh here, and then another one that comes completely down the side of the thigh. This was done most notably with breaststroke in mind, making this a great suit for medleys, but it also helps in a lot of ways for freestyle and fly as well, especially on targeted compression, making it a great all-round suit. Hence this model is, after all, the MR, the multi-racer. The other big difference with this suit is it has the most dual layering. As with the other suits, the areas that are black are dual layered, so the entire back of the suit is dual layered, all the way around to the front, with only about 2 inches at the bottom of the quadricep actually not dual layered. So the single layer portion is just this small blue area here, whereas all this black going right around the inner thigh and on the outside of the thigh is all dual layered. This has two dramatic effects on the suit. It makes it extremely compressing and extremely buoyant. And it is without doubt that this is the most compressive Mizuno model and the most buoyant Mizuno model. In all other instances, it is very similar. It has the same levels of water repellency as the other Mizuno models, the same material, and the same feel to the hand. Before I put the suit on and get a little bit more into the performance, what I will note is that I wish that Mizuno USA took things into their own hand when it comes to packaging of this product. The packaging is a little different. It's all written in English, and if you look down the bottom right of the box, it does state that it's Mizuno USA. But beyond that, it's the same rubbish cardboard box. While I appreciate that the price had to raise because of import reasons and to make it more in line with the marketplace in the USA compared to what it is in Japan, what I would like to have seen America do is justify that a little more by making the package more premium. I say that because I really do hate using these Arena Power Skin pouches to store my Mizunos in. I really wish that Mizuno just gave you something like this to keep your Mizunos nice and protected in at meets. I've said this before, I'll say it again, this is something you really do need to look into, Mizuno. And now I'm going to go and do what I've been dreading doing all morning and put this Mizuno on and talk a little bit more about the performance.
I don't normally do this. As you can see, I'm quite sweaty. That's not because it's really hot here in Muscat, it is, but I'm like in a fairly cooled changing room. but it's because of how difficult putting this suit on is. It's unlike any other tech suit. It's harder than the other Mizuno models as well. But where there's other suits now like the Tira Victor, the Finis Rival 2.0, Speedo Laser Pure Intent, you can just slide on in like a minute. This suit is still a workout. It's the closest thing to the super suit days in terms of putting it on, and you really do have to take your time with this. You don't want to rip it, you've got to take your time and just gradually just pull up inch by inch. So you pull up a little bit and you pull up a little bit and you come all the way up to the top. So you get these little creases and you can pull up. And that's how you've got to put this suit on. Okay, if you try and just put it up from the top, if you try and just grab the top and put it up, nothing good will happen. So you just got to start at the bottom and fold the bottoms up and just grab a little bit at a time, a little bit.
So I've just done a very lengthy process of putting the suit on. It does take a time. Now I'm finally in it. If I wasn't just shooting a video, I would spend a little bit more time optimizing the fit. Sometimes I'll watch the videos back and notice that the legs are slightly uneven or there's a few creases that I'd normally get out. So yes, it does take a lot of time to put on. And just to have a look as well at how these suits do fit, it's important to note. So you do get a much higher waist fit. It's probably about an inch below my belly button, if that. It does obviously have to get nice and tight around everything down below. Don't just sort of get it to where a normal jam would sit and think, oh, it must be on, because it won't feel comfortable and it won't help you perform. You do really have to get it that extra little bit higher so it sits up again higher on the front and of course then higher on the back of the suit. Like all other Mizuno tech suits, I do wear an M, a medium. Japanese suits don't generally come in the usual sizes we're used to in the Western world, such as 24, 26, the sort of waist size. So this is a medium. I'd liken it to like a Speedo and Tier 25 and maybe an Arena 26/28, maybe in the Ultra. So we're going to dive straight into the performance side of things with this suit and why I think that this is still very much an option that should be considered when you are buying a Mizuno tech suit. Well, as you know, now in my swimming career, all I really do is sprint. I swim 50s and 100s of free and fly mostly, and I am completely settled with and set on using the 4ST for all my races because of the hamstring taping and the snap it has. If I was venturing outside my comfort zone and swimming maybe some breaststroke, maybe some medley, maybe a 2 or a 400 freestyle, then I would want maybe a little bit more mobility. I would want maybe a little bit more compression for the longer races, and I might not want that hamstring support for stuff like breaststroke. And that's why this suit has so much to offer to more people. It is a more versatile suit. That is without a doubt. And while on a sprint it might not have that same snap off the dive, or if you're swimming a 50 short course again off the turn, and at the end of a 100 race it doesn't have that kicking effect for you that I really like about the ST, what I do find is when swimming other strokes, namely breaststroke, that this feels a lot more natural. I have a lot more hip mobility. That being said, don't take too much of my word on breaststroke. I'm not someone who swims a lot of breaststroke, and I know what a thoroughbred breaststroker wants and what I want in breaststroke are different things. I will say some very, very top breaststrokers such as Ian Finity, Nick Fink, Andrew Wilson and Craig Benson all do support the Mizuno GX Sonic 3 MR models. So while I may not know what I'm speaking about in terms of breaststroke, they certainly do, and they seem to be getting great success with this suit. The other big thing about this suit is just how buoyant it is. And that is something that really helps on the middle distance freestyles and the medley races, because when you do get tired, you need something that's a little bit more natural to hold your body position higher in the water, thus reducing frontal drag. When I was in 100 freestyle, I didn't have the ST's upkick support from the hamstring taping at the end, but I did feel that I was sitting a lot higher in the water. And that's something that I'd really like if I was to ever race a 200 freestyle again. That effect would go a long, long way. I also know it's one of the big reasons why some of my friends who race a lot of 200 and 400s are a huge fan of this Mizuno suit over all others, including the 4MR. The last big thing that this is at the top of the entire market for is compression. And that's the reason why you could, and people do, like wearing this for the sprints. I know Blake Proney has always worn this suit over the 3ST for 50s, and I know that when Joe Schooling wasn't sponsored by Speedos, he also wore the 3MR for 50-meter races. And that's because the compression is great, and that is something that I'm a huge fan of on sprints as well. It also definitely helps prevent fatigue in longer races. It's also a big reason why the aforementioned good friend Reg, who wears this for 200 and 400s, is such a big fan of it. And that is simply the compression, the tightness, how it prevents fatigue, and how his legs can go longer at speed. There are, of course, drawbacks with this suit. Putting it on is one of them, and comfort is another. It isn't the most comfortable suit, especially when you're not racing. It is very tight on the hamstrings and on the quadriceps. And while it is comfortable on the waistband and on the leg grippers, you do know you're wearing something really tight, and it isn't something you want to be wearing for extended periods of time. While if buoyancy and compression are the biggest things you care about in a tech suit, this, even with the new 4 range, is the best suit on the market. And if you're someone who swims under 400 meters but a lot of strokes, a lot of different events, like a lot of age groupers do, and you want the most versatile Mizuno suit, the 3MR is going to be my biggest recommendation of the bunch. Another drawback to mention is the durability of this suit, and I mentioned this on the 4, but it's the 3MR that is the most notorious for ripping on this seam here, especially when putting it on. And that's why I mentioned earlier, really don't rush and take your time. Make sure you dry off, you're not wet, and you can slowly pull the suit up. When it comes to comparisons with other suits, I do think there are reasons why you may want other suits. The Tier Venzo is that more comfortable suit. And while it still has a lot of the internal taping, a lot of dual layering, and decent compression, it does feel like you've got a little bit more flexibility and movement while wearing the suit. It is more comfortable, but it still offers a decent level of compression. Not at this level, but decent. Then if you're someone who really does want ultimate comfort and movement, then the Finis Rival 2.0 is going to offer that while still offering that slightly higher waisted fit. If you are someone who really wants hamstring support and wants super snap off both the start and walls, and you're looking outside of the obvious Mizuno GX Sonic 4 ST recommendation of mine, then the Speedo Laser Racer Pure Intent may be a decent model, but it lacks hugely in comparison to both Mizuno models when it comes to compression. So to wrap this review up, the Mizuno GX Sonic 3 MR version is still, to this day, the best suit for versatility. It has all the wonderful Mizuno factors while being able to cater to a huge magnitude of events, from medleys, 200 and 400, all the way down to from middle distance freestyle to all out sprints, and it will do a great job with them. Drawbacks may be durability, comfort, especially when wearing it at longer meets. It is also very well priced compared to its bigger competition and flagship models from other brands such as Arena, Speedo and Tier. And if you are buying it from the USA, you have the option of this absolutely stunning royal and orange design. If you yourself are a Mizuno racer, please let me know what is your favorite GX Sonic model in the comments. Like the video, and as always, press the subscribe button, share it with your teammates, and I'll see you on the next video.